Hi, Lisa.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome everyone to BPS office hours. I see we have one participant so far, aside from the Odo team. We'll give it a minute or two to let people hop on, and then we'll get started. Hey, Ken. We're gonna give it a minute, and then we'll get started. See if anyone else jumps on. All right, why don't we get started? So again, welcome to BPS office hours. We're going to be focusing on the ECAP incentive and energy professionals. And if we have time after all those questions are answered, we'll open it up to general BPS questions. Just judging from our one participant here, we will have plenty of time to get into other stuff. I'll just introduce myself real quick and then hand it off to the team to introduce themselves. I'm Andrew Johnson, a program analyst here with Odo, and I manage the ECAP program, and I'll hand it over to Josh.
I'm Josh Price. I'm program analyst here at Odo doing the Berry program. I'm going to pass it to Judy.
Hey, I'm Judy Stockwell, and I am the program assistant. No, I'm public service representative for codes and standards, and I'll hand it off to Madeline.
I'm Madeline O'Dwyer, and I'm the policy analyst for codes and standards, and off to Lisa.
Lisa Gartland, facilities engineer in codes and standards. And last but not least, Ken.
Hey everybody, Ken Davies, program analyst, codes and standards, working on BPS.
All right, thank you everybody. For those that just hopped on, this is being recorded, so if you want to take a quick look at introductions from the Odo team, you can do that. It's usually posted within 24 to 48 hours. You can also, look back at any questions that were asked if you'd like. And please make sure you mute yourself unless you're asking a question. And so, again, this is the BPS office hours. We are the Odo team, and we are answering questions from you all. We're trying to focus on ECAP incentives and energy professionals during this office hours. However, if we have enough time after those questions are answered, we can get into some general BPS questions. Feel free to raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question, or you can put it in the chat. And please remember to say your name, your role, and your organization before you ask your question. So why don't we go ahead and open it up? Does anyone have a question for us? Joanne, go ahead.
Do you have a scoring rubric that you could share for your ECAP grants?
Yes. Maybe someone can put the link to the opportunity announcement in the chat. It's in the opportunity announcement, and it's on the incentives webpage.
Okay.
And we'll put that link in the chat here. And if you just want to bookmark that, but it is for ECAP, the scoring and evaluation criteria, that is on, let's see, pages 8 and 9 of the opportunity announcement.
Okay. Thank you.
That was an easy one. Any other any other questions about ECAP, energy professionals? And once we get through those, happy to open it up to any other general BPS questions.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Luis Mayori with Lane Community College. I had a question about the application for ECAP incentives for submitting an application. I know that the web portal is about to be launched. And the question is if I should wait until that portal is launched before submitting an application.
No, you don't have to wait until the portal is available to submit an ECAP application. I think you said you're with Lane Community College, is that right?
Yeah, so it's tier
Okay.
2 buildings.
Yeah, so you'd be tier 2, and the tier 2 application process is really straightforward. You don't need to do any benchmarking in advance, so I would encourage you to submit as soon as possible. Thank you for your question. Joanne, sorry, did you mention your organization?
I failed tremendously in that one. My name's Joanne Watts. I'm with Custom Energy, and I have worked at Department of Commerce in the state of Washington for 5 years on energy-based legislation, and now we're moving into Oregon. So we're an engineering firm that helps with this stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
I've talked to a lot of you, I think, already.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Mhm.
All right. For those that just joined, we are talking ECAP and energy professionals. Happy to answer any questions you have. Once we exhaust all of those questions, we're happy to open it up to general BPS questions. So does anyone else have a ECAP or a energy professionals question or any incentive questions? We have 2 incentive programs, ECAP and Berry. So if you have any Berry questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, I had a question on Barry.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, my name is Sean Callahan. I'm with Elevate Building Commissioning. So I'm an energy professional helping some clients with BPS work. And I don't know where I got this information or if I might have misinterpreted something, but I thought I read something for Barry that the project would have to bring the building's EUI below their EUI target. And I guess just wanted clarification if that's true or if they just have to be above their target to be eligible for the Berry incentive.
So for the Berry incentive, you have to be above your target to be eligible, but also after installing all the energy efficiency measures, you need to be able to show that you'll bring your target below your energy use below your target.
Okay, so I guess the project that they would be applying for the Berry incentive, that one alone would have to bring them below their target, or just all of their energy efficiency measures?
All of their energy efficiency, or all the energy efficiency measures they agree to that will get them below their target, then they can be available for incentives. So sometimes it might take $200,000 of energy efficiency upgrades to get you below your target. But if you're a tier 1 building, you're only eligible for 100,000 of incentives from Berry. So we're hoping to help that $200,000 funding just to make it that 100,000 off for you.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, thanks for that question, Sean. For those that just joined, we're talking ECAP incentives and energy professionals and Berry incentives as well. If you have a question about Berry, and if when we get to the point where our incentive and energy professional questions have been exhausted, we'll open it up to general BPS questions. Do we have any other ECAP or energy professional questions? And please remember to raise your hand if you have a question, and then let us know who you are and what you do, and we will get to your question. Anyone else? Just a reminder that the ECAP application window is open for 60 days and the deadline is July 10th at 5 p.m. For those of you who are tier 2 buildings, I encourage you to submit right away because it's pretty easy to submit. You just need some basic owner and building information. For tier 1 buildings. It's a little more involved, but I encourage you to get started as soon as possible. You still have over a month to get those submitted. Same thing goes for Barry. Get started as soon as you can so you can hit that deadline. All right. Well, this happened during one of our last office hours. We should have come up with some sort of activity to kill some time, Josh, while we're waiting for the next question. But yeah, we're going to stay on for the full hour. So if you don't have any questions, feel free to drop. Again, this is being recorded, so if you have to drop, we'll have this available on our website within the next 24 to 48 hours. Joanne, go ahead.
Have we moved on from incentives? Can I just do a buckshot
Yeah, go
scattered
ahead.
question?
Yeah.
Okay. Joanne with Custom Energy again. I noticed the BPS inventory list is down and you guys are retooling that. What improvements are you planning on making and when do you plan on having that go up again?
Yeah, do you
Want
want
me to take that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are moving from sort of a homemade property inventory list to a new platform called Beam that is in use in multiple other jurisdictions, including New York City. And we are in the process of getting that beta tested at the moment. I would say you're going to see a bigger announcement going out system-wide probably by the 15th, and then full functionality in terms of all of our compliance forms by the end of the month. We have a few people we're walking through and kind of piloting through the exemption form process right now. So far, so good. But still have some other edits and formatting upgrades to make.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Thanks for that question, Joanne. That's a good
Andrew,
one, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering.
If you have
Andrew, do you wanna-
specific questions on any properties, do let us know, though. We can help out kind of manually.
Andrew, do you want to talk about on the ECAP application, the requirements for an energy professional for certain tiers?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. So there are different requirements for tier 1 and tier 2 buildings. Tier 2 buildings do not need to benchmark in order to apply for ECAP, which means you don't need to engage an energy professional at that point, but we encourage you to do so as soon as possible. For tier 1 buildings, the building needs to be 15 EUI units over your EUI target. And so in order to calculate that and make sure you're eligible, you need to, bring an energy professional on board and benchmark your building or buildings. And so for tier 1 buildings, you are required to use a qualified person. And there's more information about the different levels of energy professionals on our website. It's a guidance document. And I don't know if someone wants to also pop that in the chat. And so, yeah, if you have further questions about the requirements for energy professionals, please refer to that guidance document. And we also have Lisa Gartland here, who is our energy professional expert. So if you have any more detailed questions, we're here to answer those for you.
And I do just want to highlight for the Berry program, all applications need a qualified energy auditor to do a energy audit and fill out our Form E. So when Berry reopens here shortly, hopefully in the next few weeks, and you would like to apply for that program, you will need a qualified energy auditor who has been approved by the ODO, and that list is available on our website.
Thanks, Josh.
Hi.
Hi.
Is there any way that utility staff would qualify as that type of a professional?
It depends. I'll let Lisa take that one. Lisa, you're on mute.
Yes. Okay. Yes, you probably could. It depends on your qualifications. It depends which level of certification you're interested in serving as. Do you have an idea? Just in general.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was some way that our staff could just play that role for a utility.
You definitely could, but you should check out our BPS 006 guidance on energy professionals, and that's a download. Maybe someone could put a link in the chat for it. And then make sure, for whichever level they have the certifications and experience that are needed, and then just submit a Form Q to us. And we'll review it, and 99% of them get approved. So
thank you.
Yeah, that would be great. We would love to have you become professionals with the program. The more the merrier.
Hey, so my name is Marlene Flores. I'm with PFC Installation, and I technically do all of the administrative work for my dad, who is an installation contractor here in Washington and Oregon. And we're really interested in working with the BPS incentives and honestly getting more involved, and especially my interest in building a career towards more energy efficiency. And I really see myself getting that certification and submitting that to the ODE. Oh, sorry, I pronounced that wrong. ODOE. So I just wanted to just verify that, as of someone that does this type of work, administrative work, is able to, jump into that type of certification in order to help, let's say, my dad be able to bid onto these larger projects.
Yeah, the certification, it's often, I don't know if you've looked into some of the certifications. We gave a presentation about the different energy professional levels a month or so ago, and it's online. And that's where we go through a little bit more about each of the qualifying certifications and what they take. They usually take, a little bit of, sometimes they'll have some coursework. They might require some experience, professional experience. So you might want to move a little bit out of admin and toward doing more energy work for clients on your own. And yeah, I totally encourage you to go for it and start learning what you need to do to get these certifications and start checking off those things. This program is going to be around for years, so it's a really good career path. I've worked in energy efficiency all my career, and it's always interesting. There's always something new, and you're doing a good thing for the world. So I'm excited about you doing this. So
that's amazing. I really like that feedback. I genuinely feel that same interest in it being genuinely really helpful for our community. And I genuinely have been learning more on the field for sure with my dad in terms of, air sealing and being able to take the coursework about like where air leakages usually happen and what kind of, tools we can use in order to reduce, that type of air leakage. So I have dabbled in it a little bit already. I definitely want to get myself more involved. I'm only 23, so I really feel like this would be such a great career change for me, to get a little bit more in depth with it. So I appreciate the feedback. Thank you so much. I'll look forward to getting those links so I can go ahead and look more into how to do that. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, great. Makes me excited. That hands-on experience with buildings is really, really great and important. And you have no idea how much science you already know just from working with the building envelope like that. So it's good.
Yes. Very interesting stuff. Thank you, Lisa.
Sure.
Thank you for that question. We have some links in the chat for your reference. We have the ECAP opportunity announcement, the Energy Professionals guidance document in there, and then Josh just shared the link to the Energy Professionals presentation that you're welcome to review. There's a lot of good stuff in there. We also have a question in the chat from Joanne. She asks, Luis, does LLC still offer a course to become a QEM?
Hi, couldn't answer in that my chat's not working for some reason. But no, we do not offer that course
Louise, do you
anymore.
want to answer that? Because I know that Lane Community College has kind of got a hiatus going on, or maybe a permanent hold on the program that they've had for many years, the building controls program that you've had.
Yes. So we used to have a 2-year degree program
Do you want to talk about that?
and it's currently suspended. We don't know if it'll be
Are
back
you on mute or no?
Lisa, I can hear him.
Oh, for some reason I don't. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little muffled, but can everyone else hear Luis? I can hear him.
Yeah, it's currently suspended and we don't know when he'll be back or if he'll be back. So, but the students that did graduate from that program already do qualify as the QEMs. But no, we're not offering those courses anymore, unfortunately. And I had a question also about the ECAP application. If you can explain a little more about the timeline, because I see there's the incentive application, the first part, and then there's a part 2. Is the part 2 also due at this? Like, when is that part due? What's the deadline for that part?
Yeah, great question. So part 1 is the application you submit first to see if you are eligible and competitive enough to receive an award. That's essentially your application to see if you will receive an award. Application part 2 is the payment request form. So you would only use that if you received an award and after you completed the work.
And then for that part 2 is when we have to submit the other forms that are required.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So for example, if you were awarded an incentive for energy benchmarking and reporting, you would complete the work. You would calculate your EUI, EUIT, submit the forms along with part 2 of the application, and that's essentially your payment request form.
Okay.
And Jennifer, I see your comment in the chat. Josh just linked the documents there for you for ECAP. Yep. So yeah, thanks for all these questions, everyone. Just a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, go ahead and unmute yourself or raise your hand and introduce yourself. Let us know your role in your organization. And we're happy to take any more questions. We'll stay on for the full hour. So. Luis, did you have another question?
Yeah, about the forms related to part 2. Those are not available yet, right?
You're correct. Yep. So once we get the compliance portal up and running and available for building owners, you'll be able to access all of the compliance forms there, in addition to the ECAP Part 2 payment request form.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yep. So we had a question about the compliance portal. It's called Beam, and I'm sure you'll become, if you're a building owner or energy professional, I'm sure you'll become quite familiar with that. Eventually, we're still a few weeks out from making that available to building owners. So while we wait for another question, Ken, maybe you know this, but what does BEAM stand for? Or does anyone else know? I had to dig on their website to find it, so. Anyone know?
Building energy assessment.
Close.
Oh, I think Madeline has it.
It's building energy analysis manager.
Manager.
You got it. Good job. So, yep, everything you need will be found in Beam. Once that's up and running, all the compliance forms will have a knowledge base with all the information you're going to need in order to comply.
So I see a question in the chat from Jeff Taylor, who congratulations on taking the CEM training. And your question is if there's anything further you'll need to become a qualified person energy professional. Well, you need some experience, professional experience with building energy management or use or something. And it sounds like you have it already from where you work. But then you need to submit a Form Q, which you probably already know. So good luck on the test. I'm sure you'll do great. And thanks so much for, I really appreciate all the energy professionals that we have in Oregon and beyond, and all the people who are working to become energy professionals. It's just great. This is a real good benefit of this program, is having so many more people being focused on energy of existing buildings. So.
And I added that Form Q to the chat. So if you want to look over that, Jeff, you can look over Form Q.
Thanks, Josh. Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a follow-up question. This one's probably directed towards Josh again about the Berry. So buildings have to be eligible, they have to be below their, or the EEMs will have to put them below their EUI target. Buildings that are well above their target and are planning on complying through the investment criteria path, would they be eligible for Berry as well, or no?
If your EEMs will not get you below your target, you would not be considered eligible.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for that question, Sean. Anything else? Any other questions about ECAP, Berry, or energy professionals? see if I can come up with some more trivia questions while we wait. Josh, what does BERI stand for?
The BERI program stands for Building Energy Reduction Incentive. So we are trying to get that building energy use below your target.
And
in
can
early
anyone,
compliance.
yes, that is key. This is all, keep in mind, this is all to encourage early compliance. So to receive the incentive, you will need to submit your required forms before your compliance date. And you can find all those dates in the BERI and ECAP opportunity announcements. Can anyone on the ODO team tell us what ECAP stands for? I know we're throwing around a lot of acronyms here, so it's always good to remind ourselves.
Early Compliance Action and Planning Program.
Good job. Madeline is the acronym master over there.
We'll come on to video for trivia questions.
I was wondering if do you have an estimated time when the BEAM compliance portal will be released?
Well, I'll let Ken take that one.
Yeah, we're in the process of beta testing right now, and we should have an announcement out to building owners in our property inventory lists by around the 15th of June, and all of our forms uploaded and ready to go by the end of the month. We will have a few select forms to start with, like a claim my building form, Form X exemption application, and a couple other ones. Main compliance ones will be online by the end of the month.
Great, thank you.
You bet.
Any other questions? Questions about ECAP, BERI, energy professionals, don't be shy. You can also put the question in the chat if you prefer.
As I'm going through some of the documents you guys have sent here on the chat, I'm just wondering as I'm going through, what are some of the important things that I should look at when trying to hold this certification? Is there any tips that you guys recommend when first initially trying to dabble into this certification and eventually become a certified energy auditor?
Well, I'm sure.
I think, try to choose which certification seems the most applicable for you. There's the certifications sort of come at energy work from different angles. Some of them are more, like you could go to school for engineering and get a PE license, which is going to take years. Or you could come at it from someone who's been working as like a building manager or some other kind of professional. There's all sorts of people who work in buildings and do things related to energy in buildings. So something like a certified energy manager or building operator certification, I would look into some of those and just read through them, figure out what it is they do and which angle you feel most closely aligned with.
Yeah.
And then go for that.
I believe that I have already started with just getting one below my belt, and then just here and there with other certifications. Well, one that wasn't really that relevant because it was based on spray foam, but it did go through an extensive amount of energy efficiency and like why they even came up with spray foam in the first place and why it works towards that. But essentially, I also got a buildings science principle certification a couple years back, and I'm just looking into that type of work that you're saying that you would want to already be working towards, you know, the energy efficiency or building management. I would say that in my job, in my role, I have different types of roles because we have such a small company that like these days I'm either, you know, working with my dad in the field and seeing how he's trying to air seal or he's trying to put insulation throughout the crawl space, walls, and attic, and you know, additionally doing the walkthroughs and just going through that. So I mean, I have some of that experience. Would you say what would be the first certification you would go through having that type of background?
Is it mostly residential work?
Yes, it is mostly residential work. I'm trying to move up towards commercial.
You know, one thing you could do to get a little more direct energy experience would be to collect utility bills from a few of your clients and do sort of a before and after analysis of how their energy use has changed. That's not a certification, but that's just something that you might want to try to understand first. Energy billing is a really important part of this whole job, and understanding how the bills work is really important. And commercial energy bills are a lot more complicated, or can be a lot more complicated than residential bills. So you'll want to, I would say, start looking into that. And I think I would direct you toward the certified energy manager, and start reading up. Commercial energy systems are a lot more complicated than residential systems in general, but it's definitely something you can learn. So especially because you're so interested in it, I think none of it's like rocket science by any means, and it is really interesting. And the one thing that's nice about going into the energy field is that we have a day-to-day personal connection with how, you know, with using energy. We use it every day. We switch on lights every day. We feel the effects of our heating and cooling systems every day, and our envelopes, etc. So, you know, it's really neat to be able to study this stuff. So, you know, I wouldn't put going to some kind of college program off the table by any means. So
Definitely. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I really appreciate that. I feel like that's something that I'm going to look into right after this. I think my last question would just be, what was your experience like when you first started your career in energy efficiency? Do you think you would have done anything differently? I feel like that could be a short answer if that's okay.
Let's see, career counselor here. What was it like for me? It was, you know, I'm one of these people who like wanted to be an engineer when I was in high school. So I am not your normal, typical person. But I will say, you know, I did some more traditional engineering. Believe it or not, I designed a nuclear reactor and jet engines before I switched into the building energy efficiency field. And the reason I did is because I was just a lot more interested in and passionate about buildings. And you know, I'd say I could have been an architect, except I can't draw, you know. So so it's just what I was interested in. And when I switched to this field over 30 years ago, it just felt comfortable immediately. Just like, this is what I want to be doing. So
I love that. Yes.
I don't know if I would change anything. So I'm glad I did the things I did beforehand, because everything prepared me and gave me the background I needed to do this. So.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much. I would love to see if I can get maybe your email. And I know I've been asking you so many questions, but I really like the people's brain, and especially because why they chose this career path, because it's so genuinely interesting to me. And I feel like it definitely is a smaller niche towards what I was like looking for. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Great. Yeah, my email address, what is it? What is my email, you guys? Just,
I can jot it down.
Yeah.
You guys know.
I think it's just lisa.gartland@energy.oregon.gov. There I am.
There
Thank
we
you.
go. Thank you.
Yeah, so reach out. Happy to give you whatever advice I can do and cheer you on.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for that question. There's Lisa's email address in the chat. We've got about 20 minutes. Any other questions about ECAP, Berry, energy professionals, or anything in general related to the BPS program? Feel free to let us know. If you have any questions that come to mind after our meeting today, or or you'd like to follow up on anything, you can email us. The email address is on our website. We also have another office hours coming up in a couple weeks, actually 3 weeks. I think it's the 24th, same time, 1 o'clock. June 24th, 1 o'clock. So you're welcome to join us then as well. See a few people dropping off. We're going to stick around for the full hour, so Josh, do you have any trivia questions for me?
What are the list of special tier 2 buildings?
That's a good one. Wow. How many are there? 10? Something like that? I'm not going to get this right, but
Is that a question that just came in, or are we just
we're just
giving ourselves trivia questions?
Josh is just giving us trivia questions. If you think you know the answer, Lisa, go ahead. I probably know like 7 out of the 10. And I'm not going to cheat.
There's only 8. There's, I guess, 9.
Okay. So there's multifamily, hospital, school, university, barracks, I think, dorms, nursing care. What's the specific for the exact category there? I can't remember. I think that's
Senior
7.
residential.
Right. Okay. What am I missing? Madeline, do you want to give it a shot?
You're just
I think
missing prisons.
Oh, right. Prisons. Okay. Is that the last one, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And how big do those need to be? What's the size requirement for special tier 2?
That's a
Come
softball.
on.
I guess I'll answer it just so our one last participant can hear the answer. But in order to be considered a special, well, a tier 2 building in general, that includes special tier 2, you need to be 35,000 square feet or above. Regular tier 2 is 20,000 to 35,000 square feet.
And then Andrew, could you kind of give a breakdown of how many people participated in round 1 of ECAP?
Sure. So we had about 80 applications submitted. We had 50 awardees, 34 Tier 2 awardees, and 16 Tier 1 awardees. We had $1 million available in round 1. The 50 awardees accounted for roughly 850,000, I think. And then we had an additional 1 or 2 decided not to accept the award, and so we rolled over about $200,000 into round 2. So for round 2, we have $1.2 million available.
It's first come, first serve until we
no.
take away the surplus, right? Not just in general.
No, so ECAP is not first come, first serve. It is criteria based only. Berry is going to be first come, first serve when it relaunches.
Yeah, thanks for that clarification. So we expect to receive more applications than we have available funding for ECAP round 2, just based on the experience from round 1. So we anticipated that would happen, so we have a competitive review process set up. So the highest scoring applications get awarded first. So that's just, kind of what you need to do with very limited funding. We have $2 million total for many thousands of buildings that are eligible, so. We have a little over 10 minutes left in our office hours. And maybe Josh and I will just have a staring contest. See who blinks first. Looks like it's just the Odo team now.
Yeah, maybe we should just end in just a few minutes. I don't know if we're having anybody jump back on at the last.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We should end in just a few minutes, and then we can just chit chat for a second.
Sounds good. Why don't we end the meeting at 1:50 and then we can wrap up.
But I think we got some pretty good questions. Lots of people, a couple people interested in becoming energy professionals. So that's always good. More energy professionals, the better.
Yeah. Yep.
Did LCC, did they apply at the first round of ECAP or no?
I'm not sure about that. I'll have to look back. I don't think they did. I think, yeah, I don't think they did. I'll have to look back. But why don't we go ahead